fight one of them, you fight all of them. Hey.
What's cracking, G? It's your boy Koopa. You already know my channel about love, life, and loyalty. And I got a little information piece, a little informative piece for y'all today. So I hope y'all enjoy it. Like, comment, subscribe. 22 miles outside the city of Chicago lies a small city by the name of Joliet. Joliet, Illinois, aka the town, was considered a mob town from the 60s to the early 90s. Joliet has always been in the news for many things, such as the Harrah's Casino, the famous Will County Courthouse that convicted ex-Bolingbrook police officer Drew Peterson, the giant pink house that has now been changed its color, and the strange unsolved mysteries that plague the town to this day. Joliet has always had deaths and murders that have been in the news, but as the cold winter night of January 10th, 2013, the bodies of two Joliet native bodies was found in the home located in the 1100 block of North Hickory Street. 22-year-old Eric Glover and 22-year-old Terrance Rankins. Bodies were found strangled and tampered with even after death. Police investigated and uncovered the young men's bodies were abused and after the fact as if someone tried to dismember parts of the bodies. On the night of January 10th, 2013, 19-year-old Adam Landerman, 18-year-old Bethany McKee, 18-year-old Alyssa R. Mazzaro, and 24-year-old Josh Minor were all arrested and charged with murder and abuse of a corpse. Former police chief Mike Trafton stated that robbery was the motive, and he also stated Josh Minor and Alyssa R. had sex atop of the corpses. Chief Trafton told Joliet Patch, "I think you need to know this is one of the most brutal, heinous, and really upsetting things that I've seen in 27 years of law enforcement. After the murders, the 4 trailer park kids partied and did drugs, reminiscing on what occurred hours before. On the late afternoon of January 10th, police received a tip that at the home on Hickory Street, they would find 2 bodies. When officers arrived at the residence, officers found the 2 victims and then heard a noise indicating that there were others at the residence. Lenderman, Mazzaro, and Minor were all arrested at the scene of the crime. McKee was found and arrested at Kankakee, Illinois. Lenderman, who was the son of a Joliet police sergeant, Julie Larson, told detectives that he and Minor planned to start a robbery after the group finished a bottle of tequila. When the group finished drinking, Minor and Lenderman strangled Rankins and Glover."
Go ahead. The guys came in and everything, and then the girls didn't want to fuck them. So then when the girls went downstairs to smoke the cigarette, when the girls went downstairs to get the cigarettes, I came back into the room and I was like, "Hey, it's time for you guys to go." And they're like, "What? We ain't going nowhere." So I was like, I hit the one guy in the side of the head and I was like, "Get the fuck out, blah, blah." He starts pushing me, we start pushing each other and everything. And we go into the kitchen area. His buddy and Adam, they're sitting on the couch like, "I don't know what's going on." Yeah. And I'm in the kitchen area and I'm punching him. And his buddy comes up behind me. He's like, "Man, let go of my cutty, white boy. I'll fucking kill you." This say, "Get off my cutty." So I take Terrance, and I put him in the headlock. I'm still hitting him and everything. And his buddy comes up and fucking like shoves me down. So I'm back on my knee and got Terrance in front of me and he kicks me in the face, fucks my face up. And I'm yelling at Adam. I'm like, "Man, get this motherfucker off me, get this dude off me. What the fuck, where you at? Get him off me." So eventually Adam came like, "Come on, man, one on one. And me and dude were fighting and everything. I'm still holding him. And then dude comes up and hits me again. And Adam finally takes him, pulls him back in the living room. I don't know what they do. And then I'm holding him and finally he stops moving. And from what I heard in the
when he was killed,
trial, I guess I was holding him way too long because he was still moving. In my mind, he was still moving. But what the lady was saying, he was spazzing out or whatever. So he was still moving, and when he stopped moving, I laid him down. Then I went into the living room to check on Adam and the other guy. Well, Adam's on the other guy's back, holding his neck back, like that. And he's like, oh, blah, blah, fucking I heard the next snap, he vomited on my coke, I don't know what's going on. I'm like, well, get off.
Yeah.
So I take dude with the dreads, Eric, I take his head and I shake his head and I stick my fingers up his nose to see if he's breathing. Like, see if he's breathing. Well, he ain't breathing, so I drop his head and I'm like, oh, fuck. I run in the kitchen, I start kicking Terrance. I'm like, dude, get up, bitch, get up. And fucking move. He doesn't move, so I pick his head up and oh, shit. I see blood coming out of his nose and mouth, so I drop his head. I'm like, fuck. Elisa was trying to come in the door. I told her to stop, wait outside the door. She's like, what's going on? I'm like, just shut up, don't worry about it. So me and Adam, we grabbed the dreadlock one, threw him in the spare room. We grabbed Terrance, the bald head one, threw him in the spare room. And then I put a towel down because Terrance's mouth was bleeding. I put a towel down so it wouldn't get on the carpet and everything. And I shut the door. Well, I cleaned up the mess, cleaned up some of the blood off me, cleaned up the kitchen, and Elisa came in. Bethany, I guess, was still downstairs doing something. Elisa came in and she's like, oh my God, what's going on? I'm like, don't worry about it, just chill out. Bethany came up and she's like saying the same thing. She's like, where'd the other guys go? This, that, what happened? And I'm like, don't worry about it, just shut up. I'm like vibrating everything because I get like anxiety, so I'm like shaking. Then Adam finally tells him, was like, hey, blah, blah, we gotta do a fight, we killed them, they're dead. They're like, oh my God, are they dead, blah, blah, this, that. So we went into the spare room, opened up the door, showed them. They're like, oh shit, they're really dead, blah, blah. And then Elisa was like, what if they get up? What if they're like zombies or something and they pop back up? Ooh, we laugh about that, fucking joke and shit, fucking, I tie them together, and then the eyes, Elisa was like, the eyes are freaking me out, so I put bags over their head, just put them over their head. And then after everything, we went and someone stepped on my PlayStation, like I wrote in there, someone stepped on my PlayStation. They were saying that we were playing video games and stuff throughout the incident. It was playing error. It was saying error and it was playing intro music. And the game wasn't even working at the time. So when they come in, we had more stuff to worry about than worrying about a broken game system. So we're sitting there, we're trying to figure out what to do. And then we're like, I really need a cigarette. And then Adam's like, well, they're supposed to have money, ain't they? I'm like, oh shit, yeah. So we go in there, move their bodies around, check their pockets. Then we grab the pockets, go to the girls, give them all the money, and we're like, hey, go fill up the tank and grab some cigarettes. So they went, grabbed a pack of cigarettes for all four of us and filled up the tank. They had, on both of them, they probably had like 120 altogether, plus like a couple bags of weed, and a little baggie of coke. Well, the girls left, they came back, and then we're still talking about what we're going to do, how we're going to figure this out, what the fuck do we do? So we're throwing like ideas around this, that. Her dad's still downstairs. We're like, well, we got to wait for her dad to leave, go to work and everything, then we can do all this. Like they were there for like less than 12 hours altogether. They were only in the other room for less than 12 hours, and that's pretty much everything that happened. Like,
McKee told detectives that Meena was going to attempt to pull off one of the victim's face and wear it like a mask, imitating Leatherface from the movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre. McKee stated, I think it's because of the dreads Glover wore. Meena wanted to scalp him and wear it like a hat. Police found the bodies laying face down in the house of Mazzaro's father's home. The night of the murders, McKee said Meena put the bodies together and covered them with a beige cover. Meena wanted Mazzaro and himself to lay on the bodies and have sex with the corpses laying underneath them. McKee said she didn't stick around for that part of the crime. McKee described the rest of the group following each other's lead and continuing to abuse the corpses. Fast forward a year later, Joshua Meena was found guilty of 6 counts of first-degree murder and received a mandatory life sentence in the Menard DOC in Illinois. Minor attempted to change his statement and say he killed both victims, but the judge didn't buy it and continued sentencing his co-defendants. Bethany McKee was found guilty of 2 counts of first-degree murder. Judge Kinney said McKee played a key role in luring the 2 men to the house to be killed and robbed. In the ruling, Judge Kinney said McKee had many opportunities to back out the plot, but instead talked to the co-defendants about getting rid of the bodies and spent her share of the money. Chuck Bretz, McKinney's defense attorney, said McKee made poor decisions but was not guilty of murder. McKee was sentenced to a mandatory life sentence without the possibility of parole in the Springfield, Illinois DOC. Alyssa R. Mazzaro was given a plea deal, being found guilty of 2 counts of robbery and 2 counts of concealment of a homicide. Mazzaro received a sentence of 10 years in the Logan DOC for her testifying against her 3 co-defendants. In 2018, Mazzaro was released from Logan and was paroled after only doing 3 years of her 10-year sentence. Sources say her father still lives in the Hickory Street home, and some say that she might have paroled back to the same residence as well. Adam Linderman, who is the son of Sergeant Julie Larson, was sentenced to natural life in the Illinois DOC. He told the judge it was wrong for him to get a life sentence, but Judge Kinney did not agree with Linderman and denied his appeal in 2018. When the Hickory Street murders happened, I was working at Jewel Osco, 10 minutes away from the scene of the crime. This case still gets me angry, and I hope Rankins and Glover family receive the redemption they truly deserve. A Joliet native wrote and directed a film on the murders, but I can't find it anymore on the internet. But if I do, I'll post it in the description. I personally hate this story, but even a tragedy, there is a lesson. I appreciate y'all tuning in. It's your boy koopaS, my channel about love, life, and loyalty. And some of my homies say knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Catch y'all on the next one.